Ears patch and switch. Thanks, chat. I did everything. But press the button.
What?
Yeah, didn't press the button.
Didn't
press the button. You know what? Listen, we've been doing this over 10 years. There's bound to be a problem sometimes.
Just don't blame me for this one.
Yeah. It's still Jared's fault.
At least you found the button at the very end.
I did.
In time for the name.
Just in time, just to give a good announcer play welcome. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. So it's Friday. We're here. I'm in shambles this morning.
Seems like it.
Nice.
I have three systems that all decided they really need to update like right now. Like I checked everything last night. I'm like, we're good. And then this morning,
mayhem.
It's all good.
Well, I'm running this entirely from my phone, so we'll see how well this lasts.
So we've got Absolutely who's here as he's on a UK phone number and he's changed his alias to Abson UK what no MFA. How much do you want to bet I screwed that up today?
I love that.
Through having conversations, or I'll just call him Absolutely. Johnny Chips with a Z joins us. Hello, good to see you. Our good friend DJ Eddie in chat as well, as is Jan, who seems Desk Pi have announced Rackmate T2 mini rack more taller than T0 and T1 of Rackmates.
Yes.
Following on the conversation that we had at the end of last episode around rack mountable Raspberry Pi. Did you go down that rat hole? Did you go?
It was a good hour or two for me, just seeing what the different options were for sure. But I did not pull the trigger. I don't have that many pies. I'm more of a croissant kind of guy. So
there you go. You're not in a normal Seattle gray. Like there's actual green trees and sunshine behind you.
There's green trees and sunshine.
Oh, look, you must be in the desert because there's no grass.
There's absolutely no. There is turf.
Oh, well, there you go. There's turf. So okay, nice.
There is turf. I am in the Yumas of Arizona.
You're just next door.
Yeah, just down the road. The Yumas of Arizona, and you're in the Yumas of Arizona when you land at the airport, and there is a F-22 Raptor taking off next on the runway next to you, and a whole bunch of Osprey helicopters all lined up and parked on the tarmac, because that's where the U.S. Marines Air Force Base is.
Yeah,
pretty cool. I'm technically on vacation right now.
There you go. It never ceases to amaze me. The other day, I know I sent you a photo of this where there was a stealth bomber flying over the house. Yeah. I'm like, should I be concerned? But this weekend here in Vegas, we have a big air show. So the Thunderbirds have been preparing for that. Now, this is the home of the Thunderbirds, the U.S. Air Force Thunderbirds.
Oh, nice.
So they've been buzzing the house, which is always a good time when they come over and you see them as they prepare and practice. So yeah, we've got that. We've got the beer festivals this weekend.
Oh yes, very much so.
And then also the National Association of Broadcasters Convention is here, and I will be going down and spending a day on the Expo Hall on Sunday, just to look around and see what wares are where. So
that's cool.
Big weekend in Vegas. Big Vegas weekend. And today is Microsoft's 50th birthday.
Bum, bum, bum. I cannot lie. If I was at home, I would have worn my special employee edition sweatshirt that I ordered for the 50th birthday.
Now, did you try this on, or because based on some chat comments where you mentioned that the size diagrams are not normal, I'm wondering, like, do they run small? Do I need to go a size larger? What do we need to do?
So I was informed that the way that they did the sizing chart was if you laid an existing garment that did fit you out flat on the bed, and then you measured from seam to seam for the chest as an example.
Okay.
That was the measurement that they used for the sizing chart for some unforsaken, unknown reason. That's how they did it.
Okay.
Because I'm like, there's no way I am like a quadruple XL based on the measurement that I would take for a chest measurement. My chest is not that big. So yeah, if you size it accordingly, they are true to what they say. And so my XL arrived because I like my sweatshirts extra roomy, and it fits beautifully. Absolutely amazing fit, nice and soft.
So maybe I just go with the 3X. I may just go with the 3X to because if it runs small, right? Because you're normally a large guy, you're not an XL guy. So
I'm normally a large guy, but I took the XL and it worked out. It worked out, my friend.
I'm gonna definitely look at that because I actually really like the logo. So that was pretty cool. That was pretty cool. Steve Q Lane joins in. Nice. He says, "My people, it's my every 6-month appearance from Ithaca, New York. Well, it's good to see you." And Steve Q Lane, NAB swag. So I don't know if there's good swag at this event. It's the first time, probably in 10 years, I've been to NAB, and I'm going because I live in Vegas now, and it's right here, and we happen to be exhibiting in a sponsor, and so I was able to get a registration code for the expo. So
that's cool.
Though I'm concerned that if I stop by the booth, somebody's going to pull me into having cloud conversations. But
it's quite possible. Taking it for the team, I think they say.
It's pretty cool. I'm looking forward to it just because there's a whole area that is about streaming technology.
Yeah.
And even though I don't, actually do any of the streaming, I just, click the button and join in and talk to a camera. It's always fun to learn all the things. One of the pieces of software that I use for broadcasting when we do the DJ show is going to be there, and I'm going to stop by their booth and have a chat because I do enjoy what they do in terms of sound quality. We've got really good sound quality when we broadcast the Bash Music stream, which, by the way, we also have an episode of Bash Music coming up on Saturday. So
oh wow,
yeah.
It's
a big weekend, though. I'm not doing the air show. I'm just gonna, look out the window
look out the window. You'll be able to see it all as you need.
You can see a lot of it. You actually see a lot of the contrails or whatever, the smoke trails of everything. But we'll definitely get buzzed by the Thunderbirds because we are definitely in their route as they do the show.
Oh yeah.
Cool. At least the solos. The solos definitely buzz the house. So. And I do I kind of miss that from Seafair, right? When you get the Blue Angels buzzing in Seattle, so it feels a little bit like home. So you're riding a motorcycle for 9 days.
So yes, I'm taking at Microsoft what they call DTO, discretionary time off, and I set my out of office to take effect yesterday at like 6 a.m. or 7 a.m.
Nice.
I directed everybody that if they had any urgent concerns, that they were to contact Joey Snow on my team.
What?
So perfect. Thank you very much for stepping up to do that while I'm gone.
Let me set my out of office.
I rescheduled any meetings that I had for the time that I'm off, but we had our motorcycles shipped from Washington State on the back of a trailer all the way down to Yuma, Arizona. They arrive about an hour and a half after the show. And then we spend the day getting them tweaked and tuned up. And then we take off on Saturday morning for 10 days of riding the backcountry roads and strange desert roads and things like that of California, all the way from the border up north. I forget the town that we stop in, but basically we stop and then we ride another 100 miles up to Reno, Nevada to be able to fly home. And then the guy that ships us.
You're probably going to end up buzzing relatively close to my place because the pathway to get to Reno goes right past the house. So,
oh yeah, right on. Well, if you ever shoot me your address for where you actually live, then I'll add it as a waypoint to be able to drop in.
Yeah, there you go. That or else you could be going up through the mountains up behind me. But
oh yeah, true.
Yeah,
very true.
because we are tucked up against the mountains for sure.
So
Another random IT guy joins and says, "Happy time zone, everyone, and happy birthday to Microsoft. Good to see you, my friend. Hope you are well." I'm headed, by the way, another random IT guy. I am headed your direction around Easter time.
Oh.
But lots going. But Chandler's birthday. Chandler Smith, my DJ partner in crime and family. They're just family. So we'll be heading down to see the mouse for his birthday because that's what he wants to do. So that's
Nice.
what we will do.
Are you going to have a special birthday breakfast or birthday lunch with the mouse?
We usually do. I am not privy to those reservations.
Oh, okay.
That's kind of become a tradition when we go for birthdays, is that we go do the Goofy's Kitchen breakfast. And
oh, nice.
Out. Yeah, that's where. Yeah, we hang out.
Kelly was actually mentioning that we should book some time with you to go see the mouse because we figured you'd probably do it in style and teach us what we need to do.
Which is basically you go in and you have one thing that you want to do the entire day, and that's what you do, and the rest of the time you eat snacks and sit around and people watch.
That could work. I think so.
We're pretty chill when we go. A lot of shopping. There's a lot of shopping, but we can get that done before you guys come in. So, Jan says maybe I should see some mini racks at NAB show as Geerling Engineering is there, and they've shared a video of what they're bringing there. Hold on, let's see what hall they're in. So I don't know if you've ever known the Las Vegas Convention Center, the big main convention center, is actually 4 different buildings.
Oh, wow.
And NAB has 3 of the 4 because the one that's sitting in the center, the central hall, is currently under renovation. So they've got things in the West Hall to the North Hall, and then you've got a hall all the way, you got to go all the way to the South Hall. You thought some of these Ignite walks were long? Yeah, this is, if you know Vegas block sizes, like one block in Vegas is like 6 blocks any other place in the world.
Yeah.
It is actually 2 Las Vegas blocks between the West Hall and the South Hall, going from the west side to the south side, and then another block going back to where the South Hall is tucked in. So it's you have to have a shuttle to go between them.
Yeah.
But they have go ahead.
I was just going to say, we had some team members that were supporting the AI tour in Seoul and also in Tokyo last week. And from what I understand, in Tokyo, the conference area where the main stage was and where the expo hall was, and then where the breakout rooms were, where the technical content was taking place, was actually like a 15-minute walk you had to do. 15 to 20-minute walk. And they, like you just mentioned, they had shuttles you could take to get there and come back if as required. And I also heard you and I are familiar with what's known as the Excel Center out in the UK way.
Yes.
In London.
Yeah.
There's literally 2 subway stops or 2 train stops, one at one end and one at the other end. And it's actually faster if you got on the train at the one end, took the train 1 stop and got off at the other end if you're using the full Excel Center. And so I've got some friends that are over at people joining me here.
I would do the inappropriate hand gesture, but we're on air, so
yeah. So we have some friends that are at the KubeCon event that's there this week, and they're definitely saying it's faster if you take the train stop to get to the other end of the convention center.
Taking the Liz line, or are they taking the DLR?
I have no clue.
See, there you go. That's a question that needs to be answered. Yeah, the way they've broken up NAB show is that, like, in the West Hall, you kind of have like all of your AI and streaming and transmission and startups, like all the geeky tech stuff, and then the North Hall has like audio production and cameras and digital signage.
Oh yeah.
And then when you go all the way down to the South Hall, they call that post-production world. So that's where all your graphics and editing and stuff and would be. So, and your production software, like I'm guessing the Rundown creator people are all the way down there. So I don't know that I'll make it down there, but I'm excited. I'll definitely go have a look at some of the Geerling Engineering stuff. I did locate them. I put them on my list. So, Hey, we should probably start the show.
Pardon me. We have a show to do?
Yeah, apparently it's not just.
This isn't just a video chat that we're having?
Yeah, we're actually on the Passion Switch program.
Oh,
we have segments of the show to kind of guide us to make sure that we actually do something other than sit around and talk about random things. And so the first segment of the show is From the Trenches, which is the things that we do in our day job. Of course, we love to hear what's going on in Chatland and what Chat is doing as well. What have you've been on vacation? Well, you worked a couple of days before you left. What's been going on?
I at least worked a week and a half since the last show, for sure. I only left on Thursday morning. So
yes, that's right. It just feels like a lot longer.
Are you saying I'm checked out? What?
No, never. I would never say that out loud.
Nice. Thank you. For me, what I've been doing is literally setting up meetings to be able to go off and chat with people when I'm back. And I managed to snag and get a hold of one of the folks. You're familiar with our AI offering suite known as Foundry, correct?
Yes.
So basically, we're talking about Foundry a lot. They've got a lot of announcements that are going to be coming up at Build and things like that. So I have lined up and I'm talking to some folks that are specifically around the infrastructure behind it and the stuff you tie in. And other things. And I want to get our team lined up to be connected up to these different PMs so that we can help them when they're ready to talk about the stuff that I can't talk about right now, coming up in the build time frame.
Yes.
So I was setting up some meetings for that. Do you remember Naomi Moneypenny?
Of course I remember Naomi Moneypenny.
So
who doesn't?
Naomi hooked me up with the right people. She's fantastic. She's working at Microsoft inside the AI Foundry space.
Oh, very cool.
As a PM. And she's like, yeah, sure, I can hook you up with the right folks. So it's always good to know people for sure, which is awesome. So I've got that lined up. I've also been talking to some of the people that are in charge of the core services at Microsoft Azure as well. So we're going to be chatting with the folks that are in charge of the entire networking stack and the storage stack and the compute stack. So literally 3 different exec VPs.
All the stacks.
All the stacks that make up the core compute side of things. So I took advantage of last week's MVP Summit time frame of connecting up with different execs as they're there presenting and working this stuff to be able to line things up. So lots of people want to talk. They got some good stuff and cool stuff coming in the not too distant future. So not too bad for myself. And then I think you were busy doing some writing and doing things like that recently.
I have, yes. So we've been very busy in Azure land. Talking a little bit, trying to highlight a little bit more security. So yesterday, a blog post co-written by myself and one of my pals and partners in crime in the Azure networking space. He's actually one of the leaders of Azure networking, Anupam Vij. Anupam and I wrote a blog. So you want to have a public IP address for your application, huh? I think they took the "huh" out. But
we should have left it in.
Jared's posted the link, aka.ms/secure public IP. So This is basically based off of a conversation where when I was getting back into some of the core Azure bits and bobs, I wanted an explanation of when do you use what and why. And he started the entire conversation around, well, you've got a public IP address, right? Here are the things that we recommend people do. And I went, have you thought about writing this?
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, yeah, but never got. And so I kind of put together a framework and he put some bits together and helped solidify, the doc and we got it published out there. So I appreciate anybody clicking those links and going on out there and reading it. And if you have feedback, of course, you know how to get in touch with me. So yeah, super cool to see this out. We've got more coming. I've got another blog there. So we're on the what do they call this? The Azure Infrastructure blog. So I've already got one blog. The second blog that went up about a month ago, 2 months ago, and then there's a next one coming out on the Azure best practices tool that we have. So yeah, more coming. So go and check that out. I've also been very active helping behind the scenes for the security track for Microsoft Build that's upcoming.
Oh, nice.
I can't really talk too much about it, but evaluating sessions and looking to make sure that we've got the right content for the right people. Building a session that I will be delivering at the RSA conference at the end of this month, the beginning of next month. I will be in the San Francisco to talk to some folks on built-in capabilities for security around Azure, as well as kind of talking about I've got a session that I do around kind of security best practices. It's normally a 45-minute session that I've got to cram down into 20, so it'll be a lot less fun story time and a little bit more actual knowledge. I guess that's probably why people want to come see it. And I like fun story time personally, but yeah, lots of stuff going on. Steve Q Lane is asking, is the Patch and Switch blog still a thing? Was it ever a thing? Did we ever blog?
I would say I don't think we ever did blog. I can't remember blogging on the
was the initial site for Patch and Switch a blog site, maybe?
It could have been, and then we just simply had embedded video and audio
to the show.
Yeah. I don't know.
Vizio MVP is asking if IPA stands for a drink or an IP address. The answer is yes. The answer is yes.
It's definitely lower on the stack. I'm going to say it's closer to the physical level if it's an IPA.
Steve Killian also saying it should be a thing. I don't know. I mean, we've got you're blogging a little bit more that ends up on some of the Azure side. My stuff ends up either in the Azure Infra blog or it ends up in the security blog, all on Tech Community.
Hey, I'll just say it's hard enough getting previous shows posted.
That's true.
And that should be easy. And I'm finding it difficult to find the time to be able to go off and do it because I'm still 2 shows behind. And now with this one, I'll be 3 shows behind.
Absablog and Lutely says we're looking at using Entra ID application proxy for remote access to a web server. Anybody know if it requires Entra private access or just P1, P2? The docs are ambiguous. Wow. My friend, I will tell you, my knowledge is dated. However, last I knew, App Proxy was simply an Azure ADP1 license, but verify that. I will tell you that last I knew, it was not part of what they were talking about putting together for Entra Private Access. So App Proxy was a P1 capability. I don't believe it shifted to P2. There may be advanced capabilities that are in P2. For those of you using EMS licensing, that would be P1 would be equated to E3, P2 would be equated to E5. But that knowledge is dated because I have been in this side of the world on the advocacy side coming up on 2 years.
Yeah.
It seems just like yesterday. But yeah.
You know what I just realized?
Not yet.
Completely big tangent. The tree that I'm looking at, you can't see it, but the tree that I'm looking at appears as though it has oranges or lemons on it.
Orange trees and lemon trees are very popular in Arizona. Yeah.
Seriously?
Probably going to be more lemon.
I have never seen one before. Seriously?
But Yuma, I'm trying to remember, Yuma's climate is any different.
Why would you have lemon trees?
Why not?
That's a lot of lemonade.
They smell nice. They look great. They're very pretty.
This is crazy.
And blossom.
I've never seen a citrus tree before.
Oh, okay.
That's really cool. Sorry, tangent.
No worries. No worries. So hopefully, Absin UK what no MFA, aka Absablog and Lutely. Also, got to say hello to Rachel. Rachel's here.
Oh, nice.
Saying Rick, your background looks so airy.
I don't want to show you this lemon tree. Right there.
Oh, just behind you there. Yeah, the neighbors have a lemon tree.
Pretty crazy.
Very nice.
Pretty crazy.
Very nice.
So the other work stuff that I've done just last week has been MVP Summit, and that's the place where you can't talk about what's going on. It's that MVP Summit, but I stuck my way in and was taking pictures at their request and authorized.
I was going to say it's an NDA event. You're in there taking pictures. You snuck your way in and are taking pictures. No wonder that you've run off to Yuma.
So they basically have they trust me to know what's NDA and what's not, and how to frame stuff nicely. And it's great to be able to get in and out of all these different sessions. I just have to show them my photographer credentials to get in and get out. But it was great seeing a whole bunch of different MVPs that were in town, and seeing folks I haven't seen in a while, which is always quite nice. And it was a fun time last week.
I did miss that. MVP Summit is always a good time. It's always a good time. Always good to catch up with folks.
I'm going to name drop my good friend Mark Krasinovich. Was one of the people.
Your good friend. He tolerates you, dude.
Hey, I was getting a glass of water and he like nudged me and knocked me over as he was getting his coffee. So he's like, get out of my way. Oh, sorry, it's Rick. But I chatted with his TA and with him about the session that he's going to be doing with Hanselman at Build. And if you're going to Build, it is going to be amazing to see this session. If you're not going to Build, it'll be available live streamed and or post event recording. You're going to want to watch it for the stuff that they're trying to do this time around. So put that one in your calendars for sure. That's coming up. Are you going to be up here for Build or up here?
I submitted a request. My manager hasn't done anything with it.
I should probably go kick your manager
and pass that along to the manager above that actually does the approval, because I would really like to book my flights at least.
So, you got it.
And if you're, are you attending? Are you attending the event? Do you know yet?
I'm hoping I get an RSVP code.
Okay,
we'll find out.
All right. I was going to say I could stay on the east side and commute over.
Yeah, true. Very true. The plan, I believe it's in the plan and in the works. I just need to talk to my favorite executive producer friend to see if
I can save dollars by staying on the east side and then just carpooling over in the Rivian.
That works.
The truck.
Nice.
Truck. Steve Kulane asking if there were any sweet backpacks at the NDA event.
Backpacks in the MVP side of things.
Yeah.
They did some really cool stuff like we did for Microsoft Ignite in the past, and also Microsoft Build with the custom t-shirt orders.
Oh, very cool.
So they had some very nice custom t-shirts that were there. I was only allowed to get a custom t-shirt. There might have been an option where you could choose a t-shirt or a bag of some kind. But I only had the option for a t-shirt, and that was it. And I took it. So I've got a new t-shirt. That's quite cool.
Very nice. Very nice.
That is exclusive to MVPs.
You do need to let the birds know that just because they've made an appearance on the show does not mean that they will get any type of monetary compensation for being a guest on the show. Yeah. I just want to make that clear.
Yeah.
Just want to make that clear. Second segment of the show is Beer Money, or the support that we do for our friends, our families, friends, sisters, uncles, cousins. Done any Beer Money support?
In preparation for this trip, absolutely. We are working with various different GPX trail files for your GPS, and it's always a constant battle trying to figure out how to import these things into these different programs, web services, and applications, and on your phone and on physical devices. And it seems like we never have a good solution. We always try to modify it for the next time to make it easier. It just seems to be more and more complex. So that's actually what you saw the tall gentleman with no hair behind me here earlier. That's what Morgan is trying to work on right now inside the house. Nice. Is trying to figure out our plan for tomorrow's takeoff ride on Saturday, support wise. And then on the home front, it's been mostly getting ready for supporting my daughter in university for her final exams of the year coming up close, and making sure laptops are working. She was having some Wi-Fi issues once again for some reason in her apartment complex. I think they might have had some kind of a Wi-Fi upgrade, and it required everyone to re-register all of their devices because they use MAC address. Yep. They use MAC address filtering to decide who's allowed to be in there.
Yeah.
So for some reason that was all purged, and they had to go through and update them again, which was fun. I've never thought about having to worry about getting a automated cat litter with a Wi-Fi connection MAC address back into another portal without any kind of user screen interface. So trying to teach my 21-year-old daughter how to determine what the MAC address is was fun.
Nice. We are in, so we've just, oldest daughter just finished her, so this semester she had signed up for an accelerated course.
Oh yeah?
In, I believe it was statistics. So not the easiest thing in the world. So she's been absolutely buried there. They've been on spring break the last week. Her friends who she met at Disney during the college program visited us from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. They're at LSU on their break. So they've been hanging out. The only like I had a little bit of beer money support that I kind of reached out to the squad about. So it's been kind of the season of all the auto updates, right? Where we need to oil changes and 60,000 mile interval services. And I think I shot you a message. I don't know what's happening. My youngest took her car in for an oil change and didn't even need me to bother her about it. She just did it.
Wow.
Which was awesome. Then she took the car to a car wash and she apparently had a chip in her windshield. And once it went into the car wash, you can only imagine what happened then.
Wow.
Right all the way across. So I had there's a really cool locally owned company that the owner is just a couple of streets down from me. Oh, yeah. And so I reached out and I'm like, hey, when's your next available appointment? And he's like, I can be over there at 4:00.
Oh, nice.
And I'm like, really? He's like, yeah, I actually think I have that glass in stock. So I'll just come by on my way home. And I'm like,
so you had it installed at your house?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. And then he repaired a rock chip in another windshield while he was here, which was fantastic. So
nice.
Yeah.
See, but with the truck that I have, as you so affectionately call it,
yes,
they don't carry the stock glass in almost any place right now because it's limited release and don't have supply chains, that sort of stuff. So I am dreading the day that I end up getting a chip and can't get it filled or fixed and have to do an actual replacement, because I can only imagine it's going to be very expensive to be able to do.
Yeah, this wasn't too bad. About 300 after all is said and done. Well, plus, I'm not. I mean, Vegas. You tip here. You tip everyone. It's just that's the town, right? That's what we do. So it really wasn't too bad. I'm like, do you do OEM glass? Because I'm pretty finicky about the truck because it's got all the sensors and everything. And he's like, it's all made in the same place, dude. And I'm like, yeah, but it's got this. And he's like, no, it's all the same. It's all the same. I'm like, oh, okay, very cool. Eddie's dropping off to attend the celebration. I guess in Seattle, there's an actual live celebration event happening that you can attend. I didn't know that was happening.
I believe there's a live stream that's going on.
Gotcha.
An internal Teams event you can join at 9:30.
Oh, very cool. Very cool. The other thing is I took my truck in for its regular service and I had them do the transmission flush because ain't no way I'm getting up under there to do that.
Yeah. That's a nasty job.
Yeah, that's a nasty job. And then I do need to get the differentials done, but they were like, hey, your lug nuts are starting to kind of blow out on the truck. And it's because they use these really cheap 2-piece things. So there's the actual lug and then they put another thing on it. And apparently a lot of moisture tends to cause them to bow out. And considering the truck spent most of its life in the not so sunny Seattle.
Yeah, there'd be some moisture in the air up that way.
Yeah, exactly. And no Kowski, not just because it's a Ford. A lot of other vendors, OEM, can use cheap lugs, man. I'm telling you.
Nice.
So I reached out to the squad of support people that I have to help. I'm like, can I swap these things out without jacking it up? Which you can. There's a way to do it, but I thought, yeah, we might as well do it right. So now I've fallen down this. I've completely gone into a rat hole for impact wrenches.
Yeah. Is this a random cordless spend option that we've jumped to, or is this still
but it is both. It's like I will eventually random spend, but the question here is a beer money support question, and it's technical because it's a tool.
Yeah, true.
Do you go with the cordless impact wrench, or because I've got an air compressor, do I go pneumatic?
For the amount you're going to be using it, go cordless, man. It's just so much easier. I mean, you're not going to be doing massive repairs and use of the impact wrench working on vehicles all day long. That's when the air compressor version makes more sense.
Well, and it's also the torque, right? Because the one I'm looking at is the cordless one. It's like 300 foot-pounds, right? Which is double what my...
Yeah, I'm assuming your lug nuts are probably at 120 to 140 foot-pounds.
150. 150. Yeah.
So I think you'd be fine with the cordless. Plus, also the cordless is just so much lighter. The air impact wrenches tend to be quite heavy.
Yeah. Kowski says cordless, you can take it on road trips. That's true. And the cordless one I'm looking at right now, I wouldn't need to really go brushless, right? Because I'm going to use it hardly ever. Or brushless just paying the brushless better. I get a little less torque. It's better going brushless.
If you get less torque going brushless, then go with the one that gives you the more torque. Brushless just basically is your next generation of better, longer living engine that runs the cordless tool itself, the motor that's in there.
Yeah.
So
I mean, for my drill and other things,
I've been slowly replacing all of my tools with brushless versions of them as they age out.
For the given what you're planning to use it for, and what they say like in RV forms for towing, for truck towing, get the brushed. You're not going to be using it that often.
Yeah,
you want the extra torque. Like Rick said, the brushless is when you're using it a lot.
Yeah. I went brushless on my normal drill and my impact driver, which I use quite frequently, particularly new house and installing all the things that you do. But yeah, you're probably right. I probably use this once on occasion. Is that you clicking things?
Sorry, I'm okay. My fidget tool. I'm playing with my fidget tool. I'll put it down. How can you even hear this? It's crazy.
Because all I kept hearing was some clicky thing. I'm sorry.
I can move the chair again if you need me.
Rick, no, please, no. Rick, we actually, I can hear the birds and the dogs better than we can hear you sometimes.
Oh, wow.
Aspen Forrester jumping in saying every battery platform has an impact that can deal with undoing just about any lug nut bolt, and you're going to be torquing them by hand anyway, which is true, which I have actually. I did purchase the torque wrench. Which was another question that I initially had, but I found the answer to that very quickly, which is, so I torque at 150 foot-pounds for the truck. Some of these torque wrenches, that's their max. So the question was, do I have to step up to the next level if I'm maxing at 150? And the answer was, you should probably step up to the next level.
Have the buffer. And I'm so glad that we're talking about torque wrenches, because one of the different internet blips when you were talking about this, I thought for sure you said the word twerk.
No, that's a little different. That's a little different.
I'm twerking at 150. I'm like, what?
Twerking at 150 foot-pounds? No, torque. Though I could be twerking at 150 foot-pounds, but that's Saturday night during Bash Music. At any rate, At any rate, they always deliver more torque loosening than tightening. Yeah, you're 100%. You know what, Aspen, you're probably right, and that's where, I think I was doing some research and they have this nice compact for the battery platform that I'm on that's relatively new. And it's significant. I think it maxed out at something like 200 foot-pounds or something like that. But then they tested it and it ended up testing at 400.
Oh, wow.
So, but that's with a full 4-amp battery. But yeah. Absent Blogalutely says it sounds like somebody was doing hedge clipping with you with your clicking.
I put all my things down. It's just my hands.
Yeah, exactly. So that's So I guess now random spending, which is the third segment of the show. I guess I will be heading to my local hardware store. So for that, I'm not on the battery platform for our friends at Harbor Freight.
Oh, yeah?
I'm on one of the big box store ones.
Yeah.
So I believe on the same platform as you are. So I think I'll be heading over to the orange box store to pick up my my impact tool, because I ended up going on a website and ordering my my lug nuts for the replacement. And it's boy, did I go down a rat hole, because it's a specific place for Mustangs and F-150s. And they have all sorts of guides, like, so, I'm a big fan of the F-150 Raptor. I want one eventually. I will get one. They're just very, very, very expensive right now. And there's like, here's all the things that you can do to make your platform basically like a Raptor.
Hey.
So I went down that rat hole.
Hey, Joey.
Yes.
You go to a lot of like Ford customization sites, right?
I mean, I have in the past.
We should talk, because I would like to get new headlights for the Jayhawk, and it's an E450.
So if you can do it, sponsored, not sponsored, Morimoto makes the best replacement headlights on the planet.
We'll chat. We'll do some chatting then.
There we go. Look at that, folks. Beer money.
They ain't cheap. They ain't cheap. You're talking $1,600.
I don't mind
beer money
not
and
cheap. I want good lights that I can barely see by my headlights.
Yeah.
In the Jayhawk, I'm actually thinking about installing a bar light underneath the overhead cab area.
Well, you should.
That would probably blind
look at these,
people.
because the problem with those, you can get into trouble with certain states.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
And what platform are you on?
E450.
Here, I'm just going to do a quick little look, because.
Ladies and gentlemen, patch and switch tangent.
No, I'm doing beer money support. Hello.
Okay. I'll give you
I'm going to do random spending.
and what year is said truck?
2006. E450. It's the Econoline van, but
Yeah. You're on the E series.
Yep.
They don't do the 450s.
And I don't know if the 350 replacements work out.
And you just have halogen right now, right?
I have regular crap lights.
Sealed beam?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's see.
Aspen Forester, I'll check out diode dynamics for the AUX lighting. But like Joey was talking about, when in certain states you can't have lighting above a certain level.
Yeah. Have a look. I'll do some more researching.
Yep.
You're not going to be able to do. You can get to an LED, like it's probably like a 5x7 sealed light, right?
Mm-hmm.
That smaller one.
Right now the ones that I have, I can barely see at night.
Yeah.
I need something better.
You could probably jump up to a sealed beam. They're not going to be near as expensive as what I was talking about, because I'm talking about replacing the entire unit that has like running lights and everything else.
Oh yeah, and I don't mind doing that, because I mean I would love to do some updates and upgrades. In fact, I actually found on one forum, people are saying it's better to extremely clean your RV and then get a wrap versus painting them these days.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, for sure, wrapping is an option.
And then there was of course the one gentleman who wrapped his like brand new 2025 Jayco Greyhawk with a wrap that made it look like a 1970s Winnebago falling apart.
That's awesome.
Just so you could have RV parks turn them away because of how it looked.
Nice. That's awesome. That's fantastic. Hey, I just jumped over to patchandswitch.showbot.tv to take a look at the words, because, this show, you get to name the next episode of the program as a listener using WorkSafe words, and you can use the command !word if you're on the Twitches. And there's not a lot of options here, friends.
Uh-oh.
And so you should head on over. You should nominate some words, and then you should also head on over to patchandswitch.showbot.tv and start voting, because nobody has voted. And if you don't vote, then I just choose it at random.
Let's be honest. You just choose it at random.
I don't know what you're talking about. I absolutely take into account what people want to see on the show.
Nice. The example of the lovely naming convention that we use is the title of this show: Canadian Tire, MonitorWall, and Vinyl Countdown. Was the three that were chosen last week.
I think Vinyl Countdown was about Record Store Day, right? Which is happening next weekend.
Yeah. And the funny thing is that people are sneaking multiple words in as a single word by simply taking the space out between them, and I guess that counts. There is an exception file for that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So any random spending? I mean, you're on a trip. I can only imagine the randoms. I mean, we talked about all the replacement plastic parts with metal parts that you did last episode.
Yeah, so I got a whole bunch of replacement parts for the bike, but the random spend this time has been little gadgets for being able to have cameras and have photos possible being taken from the bike and things like that. So there has been that kind of prep work that went into play this week, and some other random spend boring stuff like inner tubes.
Yeah.
You got to have tubes for the bike just in case you blow out a tire.
Yeah.
I'm running tubeless tires like you would in a car on my bike, but you can fix a puncture if it goes in on the edge or on the main part of the tire. But if you get a puncture that's on the sidewall, you can't patch that with a
or you
plug.
Rip it, right?
Or you rip it or something like that.
Yeah.
So you can actually fit a regular tube inside of these tubeless tires to blow
that's
it
cool.
up to get you off of the desert. So that's kind of been the focus of that. And then random spend last night, because we're here for a day or two before we take off, we bought standard stuff you would expect to find, like pepperettes and salami sticks and Gatorades and protein bars and stuff like that.
Is there a support vehicle that goes along with you that's carrying extra supplies? Or
on this particular trip, we're doing it all self-serviced off of the bikes. So if it doesn't fit on the bike, it doesn't come along. We were contemplating engaging someone like Jayhawk and Jay-Shock to be able to be a support vehicle in a future trip.
Yeah.
And we're still negotiating that as an option.
I hear his rates are pretty crazy.
Yeah, he does have. It depends if he's on call or not. I think you can get a discount when he's on call because he's looking for distractions. But we'll have to see what that plays out for the rest of the riding season this summer.
Fair enough. Awesome.
And yourself, how about random spend on your side besides obviously tools?
So yeah, the tools. So we did all the kind of part swap outs that you've got to do. So look, I take my truck to the dealer to have the oil changed primarily because on the model of truck that I have, and because it's an FX4, it's got a bunch of shielding and stuff underneath it. They do have the ability to access the drain plug. However, once that drain plug opens, if you do not have an oil pan that you can lift like straight up to like right up underneath it, the sheer mess that occurs just by letting the oil like the way it comes. So I do not have the ability to lift. I don't have a lift in my garage for the truck to get up underneath it. So I do take it there to get it done. Plus I run synthetic on it, and it's not cheap to do anyway, regardless if it was at the dealership or if I bought it myself. So I have them do that, but then I replace all the other filters, and I replaced all the filters on every car and new wiper blades on every car. So it was kind of the project of replacing and swapping out. So all 4 cars got a new set of engine filters and cabin air filters and wiper blades. So
I don't anticipate that wiper blades would be in heavy use in the desert in Las Vegas.
I mean, it's rained twice this week already. So
has it? Bringing the Seattle weather down there with you.
I mean, and then we do quite often go other places because we're very close, and Southern California hasn't missed every morning. So, when you have that marine layer, particularly when you stay over by the beach, which occasionally we do.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's always good because the dust blows around here, and you get a layer of dust on the windshield. You want to clean that off too.
Yeah.
So yeah, windshield wipers, and they do tend to dry out in 100-degree weather when it's pretty severe here for that. So yeah, and then the other thing I did is so I mentioned this on the program a while ago. I ended up buying I got a new iPad. And so my oldest, for her schoolwork, has picked up the actual Apple Pencil and a particular. She's got this really cool screen. So instead of putting a screen protector on it that makes it like the paper white ones or the Paperlight ones, I forget who makes it. She has one that like magnetically clips on and folds over. So you're not taking the hit of the reduced resolution and everything constantly when you're writing on it.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if I'd like the pencil, so I didn't go full commit. I got the cheap version off of off of Amazon.
Yeah.
And I have to say, I've had the Surface devices and the Surface Pen, and I could use a Surface Pen. On the iPad, it's just a different experience. I guess I find I use it a lot more often than I expected by having this. So that was my little random. I think it was like $20-something compared to the $90 actual version.
I was contemplating getting one of the iPad minis for this trip, actually, to be able to go off and do some video editing on the mini and stuff. And I decided I was just going to wait, not quite ready for one just yet, because I don't know how much I'd use it if I wasn't using it on the trip. So I'm just going to be doing video editing and picture editing on my phone instead. And I'm sure that I'll come to regret that choice.
Yeah.
Editing on a phone is always very restrictive.
Yes, absolutely. And I think we've lost
because of the size.
There he goes. You froze up on us there a little bit. So yeah, absolutely can be a little restrictive on the.
Can you hear these birds?
You could
around here.
Yes, I can hear the birds. Yes. Yes. You could get an adapter to put it, or even maybe stream the phone. Like you can stream it to a bigger TV and do your editing that way.
That could work.
I don't know how good that is, but regardless. Hey, let's pick some work safe words for the next episode's program. So we have birds, we have woof, 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 because apparently we heard the dog barking behind you.
Nice.
We have hedge clipper, we have lemons, we have lug nuts, sudden impact, torque, hedge, wrap RV, ox lighting, patch, beam, CanTire, rack vinyl, ignores audience, oil spam, and bird patching. So I think we're going to do making sure that we take a look at who's voted for what we're going to do. Bird patching,
nice.
Ignores audience, and hedge clipper.
Nice. I love it.
Which will be what we have for next episode. But I skipped a segment though, which probably was that's my bad, because I don't have my show notes. I don't have the run of show in front of me.
I thought we have rundown that just lists off all the segments.
Well, I must have closed it. So
yeah.
Beer talk. So I have an update.
Oh yeah.
So I acquired the seltzer that we were talking about, the Study Break seltzers.
Yeah.
I acquired a 12-pack of them.
Yes. And the results?
I highly recommend, particularly the one, I forget what they call it. It's the Hawaiian Punch version.
Yeah, Hawaiian Punch.
It's really, really good. Baja Blast is good. The orange cream, not the biggest fan of, though I love orange cream stuff. That tends to be a flavor profile like. It's great. I mean, it's fine. I'm not going to pour it out or anything. It's just not going to be the priority. But the white gummy bear, holy crap, man. Be careful.
Now, did you get this because you were in California recently and you were able to pick it up?
No, I had it sent to me. Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's 100% worth it. It's 100% worth it. So Study Break seltzer, 6.5%, all naturally sweetened. Very, very good. Very, very good. Highly recommend. So
my plan is that I will have a bunch of brewery beer talk suggestions after this particular trip, because I've gone through and mapped out the different breweries that are in these different small towns that I'll be going through. So I shall have an update on the next episode.
Oh, very cool. Very cool. There have been a couple of new breweries that have opened up in Las Vegas recently, and I'll have an update on them as well. Unfortunately, I am not going to be going to the beer festival. Or maybe I will. I don't know. The current plan is not, but what I may do is go visit these breweries because everybody will be at the beer festival, so I might be able to get a little bit more.
Are these the ones that you're talking about that have good food options as well?
Yes. So more to come on them on Saturday if I do a little bit of an adventure out.
Nice.
Because there's a lot going on, so it might be a good time to stop by the breweries because it'll be a little bit less chaotic. Saturday is Final Four stuff on Saturday. I think it is, so it might be a little bit busier. But yeah, regardless,
Friday,
a couple
Sunday.
new breweries have opened up. Good recommendations, and they've just announced 2 breweries that are pretty well known of in Las Vegas will be opening relatively close to the house over the next 6-8 months. So we'll be able to go and enjoy them a little bit closer to home versus traveling all the way down to the Arts District. But it was interesting. I was looking at on YouTube because somehow the algorithm has started recommending me all the Vegas things. So I get all the people who play slots and who come do like their trip adventures and the monthly updates. And one of the things that I've noticed is that a couple of these channels, these people go out and they get all the cocktails and they try all the cocktails, and nobody's really doing anything from the beer scene. And so I did a search, and the most recent thing is well over a year old. And some of the places that they recommended are kind of, I don't want to say run of the mill, but they're kind of run of the mill, right? It's like, oh yeah, if you're in Seattle, you go to Pike's Brewing, right?
Yeah.
They've kind of left out some of the little not so well-known places. So I don't know. I'm tossing around the idea of maybe doing, an occasional monthly beer update from Las Vegas. I don't know. There might be an audience for that. I have to see.
I think so. I think so for sure.
I know a thing or two about, doing some mobile camera recording and chatting.
It could work. So, it could work mobile.
It could work mobile. Doing the show mobile.
If you are in the New York area, I highly recommend finding Sand City Brewing.
Sand City, S-A-N-D City?
S-A-N-D City. They have a lot of taps in the big city, but they are actually from the little town my sister lives in, Northport. In fact, my brother-in-law and I went there. I had a wonderful Irish stout on nitro, as well as a coffee stout.
Oh, nice.
So, look at this. This is pretty cool.
Yes.
They have a 9% IPA.
Yes, they do.
Called Burning Down the House, which is exactly what's going to happen if you have a 9% IPA.
Later today, I'll be going to, I want to say Prison Brewing, I think is the name of it. Yuma is known for a turn-of-the-century prison as one of the tourist attractions to go to.
Yeah.
Prison
Hill Brewing. Prison Hill Brewing.
Yes. So.
This place looks outstanding, my friend.
So I'm heading there later today once the bikes arrive. So looking forward to that as a first brewery on the trip to try it.
So they have a hazy IPA featuring Galaxy, Mosaic, and Nelson Sauvin hops.
Yeah.
Looks like they've got a hefty stout, a Hefeweizen, a blonde, double IPA. Okay, very cool. Very cool. Well, you'll have to bring back. We'll make sure that on the next program that we have plenty of time for beer talk at that episode.
Yes.
And then our friend Ledwig, who's not joining us, is in Japan.
Yeah, he's in Japan
on a cruise.
Oh, nice.
Imagine that.
But he did tiki while he was in Japan, so we'll need to get an update from him.
Oh, yes.
Nice.
And with that, we've come to... Did the band just go on strike?
I don't know. Like, it just kind of
blipped
on me. Does that mean?
We've come to the end of another exciting episode of the Patch and Switch program. Wire Canuck, he says you can't drink with a full face helmet on.
Very true.
They make straws. Hope you're feeling better, my friend. Also to Jan, Vizio MVP as per usual in the house. I don't know if I called him out at the beginning of the show. That's my bad if I did not. Let's see, who else have we had with us? We've had Absent UK What No MFA, aka Absent Blogalutely, who's in the UK on a UK phone as an imposter. Of course, as usual, Aspen Forrester in the house. Steve, who's been around. Also, DJ Eddie. GoGo Gadget 360's been around. Kowski's been around, as well as Rachel. I think I've got everybody. Everybody join the 50th birthday celebration for Microsoft late because I kept you here. Oh, also another random IT guy. Good to see you. Jake Shock, nice. Good to see you as well. Hope you're all good there. And you, my friend, be safe on the bike.
Don't worry. My life insurance is paid up and I got the satellite SOS button.
There you go. There you go. We're back in a fortnight's time. Until then, have a weekend, everybody.
Do you think I can reach these? Do you think?
I don't think you can.
Maybe one will drop.
Yeah, maybe one will drop. Hey, Joey, I got all those new headshots for the new co-host after he dies in this motorcycle trip. Where do you want me to drop those?
This has gotten so dark.
What?
It's gotten so dark.
What's going on?